Hello, welcome to the online learning platform of Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, Pat Gandhinagar. Myself, Professor Gaurang Patel, your instructor for the course Microwave Engineering. Dear students, in the last video lecture, we have discussed about standing wave on the transmission line. So what is standing wave? So standing wave is nothing but it is the interference between forward and backward traveling wave, or it is the combination of forward and backward traveling wave. So if it is a interference between the forward voltage traveling wave and backward voltage traveling wave, then it is known as a voltage standing wave. And if it is the combination of forward current traveling wave and backward current traveling wave, then it is known as a current standing wave on the transmission line. So if you look at the expression of voltage on the transmission line, then you can say that it is nothing but it is a combination of forward voltage traveling wave and backward voltage traveling wave. So basically this is the voltage on the transmission line, and it is the combination of forward voltage traveling waves. This is the V plus e raised to j beta L, that is the forward voltage traveling wave, and V minus e raised to minus j beta L, it is the backward voltage traveling wave. So ultimately this is the voltage standing wave on the transmission line. Similarly, if we look at the current expression, on the transmission line, then current magnitude of the current is also combination of forward current traveling wave. This is a forward current traveling wave. This is the V plus divided by Z naught e raised to j beta L, and V minus divided by Z naught e raised to j beta minus j beta L. This is the backward current traveling wave. So current at any location on the transmission line is also combination of forward and backward current traveling wave. Now if we look at this expression of this voltage, on the transmission line, then here you can see V of L is equal to V plus e raised to j beta L 1 plus mod gamma L e raised to j phi L minus 2 times beta L. So here you can see, depending on the phase, that is a phi L minus 2 times beta L, depending on this phase, the value of the voltage on the transmission line will be maximum or minimum. When the value of this phase is even multiple of pi, that is even multiple of pi, that is 0, 2 pi, 4 pi and so on, then at that time this exponential term become 1, and our voltage will be maximum. At that point voltage will be maximum. At the similar point, if you look at this exponential term is also become 1, and at that point the current is minimum, because it is a 1 plus tau L and this is a 1 minus tau L. So when the phase is even multiple of pi, that is the 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi and so on, at that location the voltage is maximum and corresponding current is minimum. Similarly, when this phase is odd multiple of pi, that is the pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi and so on, at that location this exponential term become minus 1, this become minus 1, and the voltage becomes minimum, because if this become minus 1, then it results in 1 minus mod tau L and this voltage become minimum. At the same location this exponential term is also minus 1 and this will become plus 1, so current will become maximum. So when the phase is even multiple of pi, at that location voltage is maximum and current is minimum, and when the phase is odd multiple of pi, at that location the voltage is minimum and current is maximum. So ultimately we can say that on the transmission line current maximum and voltage maximum do not occur at the same time. They are staggered in space. Matlab, it means that if the voltage is maximum, current is minimum. If current is maximum, voltage is minimum. Okay. So if you look at this diagram, this is the load end on the transmission line. Okay. So this orange waveform represents the voltage variation on the transmission line, and this blue waveform represents the current variation on the transmission line. So you can see this is the load end, L is equal 0, and if you are moving towards the generator from the load end, at some location on the transmission line, let's say at this location, voltage is maximum, corresponding current is minimum. At this location, current is maximum, corresponding voltage is minimum. So we can say that, or what we concluded in the last class, that is on the transmission line, when voltage is maximum, current is minimum, and vice versa. Now, after discussion of this voltage and current on the transmission line, let's look at the impedance on the transmission line. Impedance or variation of the impedance on the transmission line. So we know that impedance is nothing but it is the ratio of voltage and current at any location. So if we take the ratio of voltage and current, then the ratio of voltage and current becomes Z0 1 plus mod gamma L e raised to j phi L minus 2 times beta L divided by 1 minus mod gamma L e raised to j phi L minus 2 times beta L. Now how this this equation came? So it is nothing but it is a ratio of voltage and current expression basically. So if we take the ratio of these two expression, voltage and current, then e raised to j beta L cancel, and v plus also get cancelled, and this j0 goes into numerator. So this ratio will become Z0 1 plus mod gamma L e raised to j phi L minus 2 times beta L divided by 1 minus mod gamma L e raised to j phi L minus 2 times beta L. So this is the ratio of voltage and current in any location, and this is nothing but it is the impedance on the transmission line. So basically this represents the impedance on the transmission line. Now as we know, depending on this phase relationship, the voltage at any location will be maximum or minimum. Similarly, current will be minimum and maximum. So when for maximum voltage, as we know, this phase should be even multiple of pi, or we can say when this phase is even multiple of pi, that is 0, 2 pi, 4 pi and 6 pi, the voltage will be maximum. Okay, voltage will be maximum, because when this is the even multiple of pi, this exponential term will become 1. So this term will become 1. Similarly, when this phase is also even multiple of pi, then this exponential term is also become 1, because both are similar. So when the phase is even multiple of pi, at that location what we got? At this location, this expression will result in V of L divided by I of L is equal to Z0 1 plus mod gamma L divided by 1 minus mod gamma L. It means that when the phase is even multiple of pi, then voltage is maximum, and at that location, if we look at this expression of this impedance, then as we know, Z0 is the real quantity for lossless line. It is the real for lossless line, as we know. So Z0 is real for the lossless line, and this is also real quantity, 1 plus mod gamma L divided by 1 minus mod gamma L. This is also real quantity. So basically, ultimately, when the voltage is maximum at that location, the impedance measured is also real. Very important observation. So at the location on the transmission line, when voltage is maximum, at that location the impedance measured is real, irrespective of the what is the load impedance. Similarly, when the voltage is minimum or this phase is odd multiple of pi, then at that location this exponential term will become -1. If this become -1, then voltage will be minimum. This is also become -1, and this term will become +1. This will become minus. So at that location current is minimum. So when the phase is odd multiple of pi, then this impedance is becomes, or this ratio of voltage and current will become, that is V of L divided by I of L is equal to Z0. This will become 1 minus mod gamma L divided by 1 plus mod gamma L. So when voltage is minimum or current is maximum at that location, the impedance is given as Z0 1 minus mod gamma L divided by 1 plus mod gamma L. Now here also this Z0 is a real for lossless line. This is real quantity. This is the real quantity, and this is also real, 1 minus mod gamma L divided by 1 plus mod gamma L. This ratio is also real. It means that this impedance at that location is also real. So when voltage is maximum or minimum at that location, the impedance measured is real irrespective of the load with which it is terminated. It means that suppose I have, this is the transmission line, this is the load impedance with which it is terminated, this is the load impedance ZL with which it is terminated, which is the ratio of this. This is the load impedance with which it is terminated. This is the generator end. Now suppose at this location on the transmission line the voltage is maximum, or we can say that the phase is even multiple of pi. So at that location the impedance measured, that is the V of L divided by I of L, is real. Impedance measured is real. Matlab at this point where the voltage is maximum, at that point the impedance measured is real irrespective of this load impedance. लोड इम्पीडेंस कॉम्प्लेक्स होगा तो भी ये इम्पीडेंस रियल होगा. सिमिलरली सपोज एट दिस लोकेशन द वोल्टेज इज मिनिमम, और वी कैन से दैट फेज इज द ऑड मल्टीपल ऑफ पाई. So at this location also the ratio of voltage and current or impedance is also real at this location irrespective of the load impedance, okay, or what is the terminating impedance. Now so what we discuss, we have discussed the nature of the impedance on the transmission line when voltage is maximum and minimum, and that is the real. The impedance is always real. Now how much the value of this impedance, ये impedance कितना होगा, real तो है लेकिन कितना होगा. So let's calculate the what should be the value of this impedance, maximum impedance and minimum impedance. So as we know the impedance will be maximum. What is impedance? Impedance is nothing but is the ratio of voltage and current. So impedance will be maximum. ये ratio कब maximum होगा? When the voltage is maximum and current is minimum. Means numerator is maximum and denominator is minimum. At that point this impedance is maximum and that is denoted as Z max. So if we take the ratio of voltage and current at any point on the transmission line, and it is maximum when the voltage is maximum and current is minimum, that is the Z max or maximum impedance on the transmission line is given as Z max is equal to V max divided by I min. Now as we know this is nothing but if we put the value of V max and I min in this expression, so what I will get, so maximum voltage is nothing but when this exponential term will become 1, so that is the Z naught 1 plus mod gamma L, and this is the minimum current when this becomes 1, that is a 1 minus mod gamma L. So that is Z max is equal to Z naught 1 plus mod gamma L divided by 1 minus mod gamma L. तो ये एक्सप्रेशन से मैक्सिमम वोल्टेज कब होगा, जब ये एक्सपोनेंशियल टर्म 1 होगा, तो ये क्या बचेगा Z नॉट 1 प्लस मोड गामा L, और ये मिनिमम करंट कब होगा, जब ये एक्सपोनेंशियल टर्म 1 होगा, तब दैट इज 1 माइनस मोड गामा L. सो Z मैक्स इज गिवन एज Z नॉट 1 प्लस मोड गामा L डिवाइडेड बाय 1 माइनस मोड गामा L. नाउ एज वी नोटिस ओवर हियर और वी पॉइंटेड ओवर हियर, when voltage is maximum and current is minimum, at that point the impedance measured is real. Impedance measured is real. It means that this impedance Z max is the real quantity at that location. A real quantity matlab it is only purely resistive. Real quantity matlab it do not have any reactive part. Reactance is 0. So it is only purely resistive quantity. So instead of Z max I can write R max because it is a purely resistive quantity or pure resistive or pure impedance is real. So I can write R max instead of Z max at this location. So this will become R max is equal to Z naught 1 plus mod gamma L divided by 1 minus mod gamma L. Similarly, the minimum impedance on transmission line will occur when current is maximum and voltage is minimum. That is the Z min is equal to mod V min divided by I max. Now what should be the minimum value of the voltage when this will become minus 1? So Z naught 1 minus mod gamma L. And when this current will become maximum, when there is a plus sign between the 1 and mod gamma L, so that is a 1 plus mod gamma L. And we also noticed that, or we also concluded that when the voltage is minimum at that location, the measured impedance is real. So instead of Z min, I can write R min, that is a minimum resistance, is equal to Z naught 1 minus mod gamma L divided by 1 plus mod gamma L. Now as we move on the transmission line, the impedance varies as seen from the impedance transformation relation. मतलब suppose ये transmission line है और transmission line पे जब हम मूव करेंगे तो इम्पीडेंस वेरी होगा, बट देर इज अ अपर एंड लोअर बाउंड ऑन द वैल्यू ऑफ द इम्पीडेंस ओवर विच इट कैन वेरी. इट मीन्स दैट upper bound is Z max and lower bound is Z min. So the maximum and minimum value of the impedance on the transmission line is given by Z max and Z min. Between these two, the impedance can vary on the transmission line. So there is a upper bound and lower bound on the variation of the impedance on the transmission line. That is Z max and Z min. Okay. Now let's look at the another parameter, very important parameter of the transmission line, which is the voltage standing wave ratio. Voltage standing wave ratio, which is abbreviated as VSWR. Abbreviated as VSWR. Now, before starting discussion about VSWR, let me tell you something interesting. So basically, we are analyzing the transmission line at the high frequency, that is at the microwave frequency. So at the high frequency, if you would like to measure the phase of the wave, then it is a complicated process. So measurement of the phase of the wave at high frequency is basically complicated process, but measurement of amplitude is quite easier. तो अगर आपके पास कोई वेव है तो उसका हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी पे फेज मेजर करना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, लेकिन उसका एम्पलीट्यूड मेजर करना थोड़ा इजी है. सो रादर मेजरिंग द फेज डायरेक्टली, what we will do, we will measure the phase indirectly using amplitude kind of quantity. मतलब अगर कोई वेव का अगर हमें फेज मेजर करना है तो हम डायरेक्टली उसको मेजर नहीं करेंगे, we will measure it indirectly in terms of amplitude. कुछ एम्पलीट्यूड काइंड ऑफ क्वांटिटी मेजर करेंगे और उससे हम फेज का एस्टिमेशन करेंगे. एंड वी ऑलरेडी नो द टोटल फेज ऑफ द वेव governs the location of maximum and minima of the standing wave. So by finding the location of this maxima and minima, we can make the estimate of the phase of the wave at that location. Basically हमने देखा था प्रीवियस स्लाइड्स में और प्रीवियस लेक्चर में भी देखा था कि वोल्टेज मैक्सिमम एंड वोल्टेज मिनिमम किस पे डिपेंड करता है, दैट इज गवर्न बाय दिस फेज. Okay, so the location of maxima and minima are governed by the phase. Okay, so what we will do, we will find the location of maxima and minima and from that we will estimate the phase. So हम थोड़ा रिवर्स जाएंगे. हम क्या करेंगे, रिवर्स जाएंगे. रिवर्स मतलब अब तक क्या होता था कि फेज की वैल्यू पे हिसाब से, अगर हमें फेज की वैल्यू पता है तो उसके हिसाब से हमें वोल्टेज मैक्सिमा एंड मिनिमा मिलता था. अब डायरेक्टली फेज मेजरमेंट थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट प्रोसेस है, कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है. तो हम क्या करेंगे, पहले वोल्टेज मैक्सिमा एंड मिनिमा फाइंड करेंगे एंड फ्रॉम दैट वोल्टेज मैक्सिमा एंड मिनिमा वी कैन मेक द एस्टिमेट ऑफ द फेज. जहां पे मैक्सिमम वोल्टेज है वहां पे फेज इतना हो सकता है, जहां पे मिनिमम वोल्टेज है वहां पे फेज इतना हो सकता है, बिकॉज मैक्सिमम एंड मिनिमम वोल्टेज ऑफ द स्टैंडिंग वेव दैट इज गवर्न बाय द फेज एज वी डिस्कस इन दिस लेक्चर और इन दिस पॉइंट. ओके, तो हम क्या करेंगे, we will define a parameter of the standing wave which is a parameter of only amplitude variation on the transmission line and which is known as a voltage standing wave ratio. So what is voltage standing wave ratio? It is the parameter of the standing wave which is the parameter of only amplitude variation on the transmission line. So VSWR is the ratio of maximum voltage to minimum voltage on the transmission line and which is abbreviated as VSWR and it is denoted by rho. It is denoted by symbol rho. So rho is nothing but it is the VSWR on the transmission line. And what is VSWR? It is a ratio of maximum voltage to minimum voltage on the transmission line. Now what is the value of the maximum voltage? That is a V plus 1 plus mod gamma L. And what is the minimum voltage? That is a V plus 1 minus mod gamma L. एक्चुअली वोल्टेज का एक्सप्रेशन क्या है, V प्लस इरेज टू जे बीटा एल 1 प्लस मॉड गामा एल इरेज टू जे फाई एल माइनस 2 टाइम्स बीटा एल. बट अगर फेज is even multiple of pi, then at that time the maximum voltage is given as V plus 1 plus mod gamma L and minimum voltage is given as V plus 1 minus mod gamma L. Now here this gets cancelled, V plus get cancelled. So what left with us, that is the rho is equal to 1 plus mod gamma L divided by 1 minus mod gamma L, and this is nothing but it is a expression of VSWR in terms of reflection coefficient mod gamma L. So you can see the VSWR is related to reflection coefficient, that is magnitude of the reflection coefficient. So VSWR is basically related to the magnitude of VSWR, magnitude of VSWR. Okay, and for lossless line, as we know, reflection coefficient at the load end is given as mod gamma L is equal to ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. तो गामा एल हमें लॉसलेस लाइन के लिए पता है ZL माइनस Z0 डिवाइडेड बाय ZL प्लस Z0, और इन दिस रिफ्लेक्शन कोएफिशिएंट Z0 is the real quantity, Z0 is the real quantity, and suppose if the load impedance is complex, still the magnitude of this reflection coefficient is always less or equal to 1, always less or equal to 1. तो Z0 तो रियल क्वांटिटी है और ZL सपोज कॉम्प्लेक्स है, तो भी अगर मैं ये क्वांटिटी का मैग्नीट्यूड फाइंड करूंगा तो उसकी मैग्नीट्यूड कितना मिलेगा, दैट इज ऑलवेज लेस और इक्वल टू 1. सो द मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ द रिफ्लेक्शन कोएफिशिएंट ऑन द ट्रांसमिशन लाइन इज ऑलवेज लेस और इक्वल टू 1. सो we have got the upper bound on the value of the reflection coefficient on the transmission line. So what should be the value of the reflection coefficient of the transmission line? That should be always less or equal to 1. So we will got the upper bound on the reflection coefficient value, magnitude of the reflection coefficient value. Okay, and lower bound is 0. Lower bound is 0. So the value of the reflection coefficient varies between 0 and 1. It is greater than 0, greater or equal to 0, and less or equal to 1. Less or equal to 1. Now, in most of the case, this reflection coefficient is less than 1, but in some special case, its value is equal to 1. So, in most of the case, the magnitude of the reflection coefficient is less than 1, but in some special cases, the magnitude of the reflection coefficient is equal to 1, and that depends on the load impedance. That depends on the load impedance, okay, or terminating impedance. So, what are that special cases in which the magnitude of the reflection coefficient is 1? So let's discuss. So there are some special cases on the transmission line for which the magnitude of the reflection coefficient is 1, and that basically depends on the terminating impedance. So suppose मेरे पास ये transmission line है, so depending on this load impedance with which the line is terminated, the reflection coefficient, magnitude of the reflection coefficient is less than 1 or equal to 1. So there are some special cases in which the magnitude of the reflection coefficient is 1. So case number 1, that is ZL is equal to 0. ZL is equal to 0 मतलब the line is short circuited. Line is short circuited. यहाँ पे short circuited है. So line is short circuited means resistance is 0. Line is short circuited. So when the line is short circuited, there is a no load at that point. The magnitude of the reflection coefficient is 1. How it came? So as we know, what is the relation between ZL, Z0 and gamma L? So that is the gamma L is equal to ZL minus Z0 or ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. ZL plus Z0. Now here what is the value of ZL is equal to 0. तो यहाँ पे 0 रख दो, यहाँ पे भी 0 आएगा. Then minus Z0 divided by Z0, that is a minus 1, और इसका magnitude लेंगे तो कितना मिलेगा? 1. So when the line is short circuited, or it is also known as ZL is equal to 0, ZL is equal to 0 का मतलब होता है line is short circuited. In that case, the reflection coefficient is, magnitude of the reflection coefficient is 1. Another case, case number 2, when ZL is equal to infinity, मतलब यहाँ पे जो line है वो open circuited है. Line is open circuited. There is an मतलब open circuited. That is मतलब ZL is equal to infinity. Load is infinity. Load impedance is infinity. So in that case also the magnitude of the reflection coefficient is 1. So how it came? So basically take the ZL common from this expression, numerator as well as denominator. So take the ZL common from the numerator. So it is 1 minus ZL divided by Z0. Similarly take the ZL from the denominator, 1 plus ZL divided by Z0. So ZL get cancelled. Okay, and here ZL is equal to infinity means put ZL is equal to infinity over here. Then this quantity will become 0. Similarly, this quantity will also become 0 because something divided by infinity, that is 0. So what left with us? 1 divided by 1, that is 1. So when the line is open circuited or when the line is short circuited, in this case we will get the magnitude of the reflection coefficient, that is equal to 1. So we got two cases, when line is short circuited and when line is open circuited. In that case, the magnitude of reflection coefficient is unity or 1. Now what do you mean by the open circuited? That is ZL is equal to infinity. What do you mean by short circuited? That is ZL is equal to 0. And another case number 3, when the load impedance is pure reactance, that is ZL is equal to JX. JX is a pure reactance, मतलब impedance में real part 0 है, real part 0 है, हाँ ना, real part क्या है? 0, because हमें पता है कि impedance is the combination of real part as well as imaginary part or reactive part. That is a Z is equal to R plus JX. And here, if you consider the load impedance in which R is equal to 0 and there is only reactive part or pure reactance, so in that case also the magnitude of reflection coefficient is unity. So reflection coefficient in that case Jx minus Z0 divided by Jx plus Z0. Instead of ZL we put Jx, and if we take the magnitude of this quantity, then it is always 1. The magnitude of this quantity becomes 1 as it is complex. So in all these cases, case 1, case 2 and case 3, the reflection coefficient is 1, which is the upper bound on the value of reflection coefficient. So when the reflection coefficient is 1, as we know, what is the reflection coefficient? It is a measure of reflection on the transmission line. So when the value of the reflection coefficient is maximum, it means that the reflection on the line is also maximum, or there is a full reflection on the line. Okay, so now as we got the upper bound and lower bound on the value of reflection coefficient on the transmission line, now we can also get the upper and lower bound on the value of the VSWR, because VSWR is related to the reflection coefficient on the transmission line. So what is that relation? Rho is equal to 1 plus mod gamma L divided by 1 minus mod gamma L. So as we know, VSWR rho is equal to 1 plus mod gamma L divided by 1 minus mod gamma L. 1 minus mod gamma L. So what is the range of the value of the reflection coefficient? That is 0 less or equal to mod gamma L less or equal to 1. Less or equal to 1. So if we consider the lower bound of this reflection coefficient, or if we put the gamma L is equal to 0, then what I will get? The reflection VSWR is 1. So lower bound on the value of the VSWR is 1. This is the rho. Now let's find upper bound by putting the upper bound of this reflection coefficient over here. So if we put 1 over here, there is a 1, also 1 over here, then this is 2 divided by 1 minus 1, that is 0. 1 minus 1 divided, that is 0. So 2 divided by 0, that is the infinity. So upper bound on the value of the VSWR is infinity. It means that the value of the VSWR on the transmission line can range between 1 to infinity. 1 to infinity. And when mod gamma L, that is reflection coefficient, magnitude of the reflection coefficient is 0, it means that there is a no reflection on the line and full power transfer can be taken place from generator to load. So when value of the VSWR is 1, that is a best matching condition, or it results in the better case. So value of the VSWR on the transmission line should be 1. So when the VSWR voltage standing wave ratio is 1, it means that there is a no standing wave on the transmission line and full power transfer will be taken place on the transmission line. And when the VSWR is infinity, then there is a full standing wave on the transmission line and there is a power loss on the transmission line. So best suited condition is that rho is equal to 1 or mod gamma L is equal to 0. This condition is the best suited condition on the transmission line for the maximum power transfer on the transmission line. Now, once VSWR is defined, the maximum value of the impedance in terms of rho can be defined as जो हमने मैक्सिमम एंड मिनिमम एम्पलीट्यूड वैल्यू ऑफ द इम्पीडेंस जो फाइंड किया था उसकी वैल्यू इन टर्म्स ऑफ VSWR क्या होगी। तो हमें पता है मैक्सिमम इम्पीडेंस और रेजिस्टेंस इज गिवन एज Z0 1 प्लस मॉड गामा L डिवाइडेड बाय 1 माइनस मॉड गामा L, एंड दिस इज नथिंग बट इट इज द रो VSWR, so that is Rmax is equal to Z0 into rho. Similarly, the minimum impedance of the transmission line in terms of rho is given as Rmin is equal to Z0 divided by rho. Okay, so आज के लेक्चर में हमने क्या क्या डिस्कस किया? We have discussed about the very important point, that is a VSWR on the transmission line. We found the upper bound and lower bound on the value of reflection coefficient as well as VSWR, and we also concluded the best matching condition on the transmission line, that is the when reflection coefficient is 0 or VSWR is 1. At that, in that situation there is a no reflection on the transmission line or there is a no standing wave, and maximum power can be transferred from source to load or from generator to load end. So let's stop here. आई होप कि आज के लेक्चर में हमने जितना डिस्कस किया आपको समझ में आ गया होगा. वी विल डिस्कस अदर एस्पेक्ट ऑफ दिस ट्रांसमिशन लाइन इन अवर नेक्स्ट वीडियो लेक्चर. थैंक यू वेरी मच.